Hello and welcome to Be Here Now, a Peaceful Empowerment Works production, where presence invites perspective and allows peace. We are live on newstreamingnetwork.com TV, podcast, and WGSN-DB Going Solo Network Radio. If you like our content, the best free way for you to support us is if you like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. Today's topic is fire gazing. The healing power of the flame. I am your co-host, Judy Forder, and I am here with my co-host in peace, Miss
Janice Leonard. Hi, everybody. Yay. So great to be here. Thank you for being here with us. We love it. We love being here. And Judy and I, we've been doing this now we're going to be going on 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And this is our journey to find peace and self-love in not just ourselves, but for others as well. So I hope you can join us for this journey, and thank you for being here. We are a 501c. I almost forgot the next part. We are a 501c3 nonprofit organization, which means no one's making money. So we do have expenses. If you can and able to, please donate. You can get it rated off as a tax deductible donation. And you go to www.peacefulempowermentworks.org. And on our homepage is a donate button in the top and on the bottom. And we appreciate anything you can do. And thank you.
All right now. It's funny, Janice, after last week's show, Jen was able to watch it live, some of it live. And I went out and I was like, the beginning of the show is always a freaking disaster because we talk about being true and authentic. So here I am. I'm going to be true and authentic. That whole hook thing, it just doesn't feel right to me.
Yeah.
If people are going to watch the show, they're going to watch it. If they're not going to watch it, they're not going to watch it. And you know what? I am at peace with that now. So I feel like that was nice and smooth. It was.
Yeah. I agree.
So here we are.
That's
right. Janice, are you ready to ring us in, please?
Oh, am I ready? I am so ready to be grounded right now. Okay. Yes, I am.
All right. Take a deep breath in through your nose.
Some days you just need it more than others, I think.
Amen. I absolutely agree.
Yeah. It feels like the whole world and everything is just flying around you, and you need to not become part of it. Mm-hmm. So it's like, how do you see it around you, or you can't just ignore it, but just try not to jump in with it and to be present here now.
I love it. Yes. And I have been referencing my infamous unmoved picture quite a bit. I keep it on my desk every single day, and I have been pulling it out and looking at it and remembering in all the chaos, the best thing I can do is stay present and stay grounded. So,
and it's hard. You have to old triggers and that, and you hear and see stuff going on around you, and you get triggered, and you don't want to, and you want to, that's the whole point, is not getting sucked into the negativity or the isms or the good and bad. And so joining us.
Vision.
Yeah. Yes.
It's very difficult, but it's like I have committed myself to choosing peace. Choose peace, choose love, choose courage, choose trust, choose alignment. And these are, like I said, I walk around with this in my hand with it all written out and just reminders. I am one that needs visual reminders all the time to help stay centered and grounded. So I'm like pulling out all the tools, Janice. Pulling out
I guess so. It's definitely tool time.
right. Well, what are we grateful for this week, Janice?
Oh, well, I am great. What I wanted to be grateful for with you is I wanted to talk about my brother, how a truly incredible person he was. But I just talked with him. We decided we'll do it a little later. We have better timing for this topic.
Okay.
So I picked the picture you just saw was my granddaughter, who I adopted, my step granddaughter adopted, and our cat, Toby. Now,
Ooh.
Adriana, let me see. We took her in as fosters. She was probably about 4, and we adopted her when she was 6. And she's got a lot of challenges from childhood trauma, and it's it's been an incredible experience for me growing with her.
Mm.
That's what I'm grateful for.
Mm.
She has some similar issues as me, abandonment issues and so on, and not trusting, and like I watch, like right now I'm being triggered and nothing's safe. We'll probably get into it later. And her response all the time is out of fear, like she doesn't feel safe. And I'm so glad to have her in my life so that I can learn about myself and her and how to help her and to not take things personally as much. And that's her right there, wanting my cat so badly to love her back. And he didn't look like he hated being there at that moment when I took the pictures.
Those cats, they're feisty, man. One
Oh,
minute,
man.
the next minute, they don't want anything to do with you.
That's right. So that's
Dogs,
my
it's all
grateful.
unconditional love. Cats,
Oh,
it feels very
yeah,
conditional.
it's true. And yet you got to respect them because they have boundaries.
Oh, they
Boundaries that I never had. No, I don't want to be picked up right now. Let me down. If you don't let me down, I will hurt you.
you will pay.
You will pay.
See, we have the dogs that teach us unconditional love, and we have the cats that teach us boundaries.
There we go. Oh,
I love,
yeah.
I love it. I love it. What is your good news story this week?
My good news story. This one came again from Aaron Pardis, Aaron Pardis. He's an independent news person and finding it challenging to be independent as it goes on. But he is one of the things he's done is he has on Sundays good news only.
Mm.
And first of all, I just appreciate that so much that either there's someone who's trying to have some, and it's not balanced yet, but something to try to balance it. How do you go?
Right.
And this is first. So this is from him. This is about a college freshman, Joey Romano, who broke his wrist skateboarding in Austin. He called Uber instead of an ambulance driver, and I guess he's a pretty tough guy, I guess. And so when the Uber driver arrived, it was Benny Lukumu. Not only drove him to the ER for free, but then stayed there by his side for 6 hours. He signed him in, comforted him until family arrived. And if any of you have been in the hospital and not had somebody, that is an incredible gift. It's easy to be alone in a hospital and totally get into a funk. But he stayed there, signed him in, and an act of kindness that Romano, who actually had his brother pass away not long before, but that act of kindness changed his life, he said. By restored his faith in people. And 7 years later, the two remain close friends. And Lukumu is now in insurance and singing gospel, and Romano is building a career in renewable energy. So, it doesn't have to be a fancy story to be an act of kindness, that's
Exactly. That's beautiful.
I love that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I love that he dedicates Sunday to Good News Sunday. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. Yeah. And it is a step in the right direction of balancing things out. Yeah. Love it. Okay. All right. So we have quickly approached our topic for today. Our topic for today, fire gazing, the healing power of the flame. Janice, it's funny, I'm
Yes.
being guided to ask this question. How has fire played a role in your life?
Well, interesting question. Well, I tell you. Well, let me tell you. No. Uh, when I was growing up, we had a camp. That's in the days when camps are really camps. No power, water, bathroom. And we had an outhouse.
There was no.
And you know, we had a pump that if you primed it, you could get water from somewhere. I don't know where the water came from. But yeah, no heat, no hot water, no. Anyways, a real camp. And it was a great place. And we kids, we had the freedom to do whatever we wanted to. It's not like today where parents were so worried about us all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And we would build fires. And I would say this free gift of that part of my childhood was just a wonderful gift. Was fire was a big part of it. And we built fires however we wanted, whenever we wanted. We were allowed to do that, So all the time, it was a big part of that part of my childhood, and
why
we
do you
just
think
sit there.
much as a child?
Well, we wasn't the building it. Of course, being successful in getting a fire going without any kind of fire starter was an accomplishment.
Uh-huh.
But we just sit around it and we'd be in peace. I guess I can't believe I'm saying that, but that's what it was. It was sitting in peace, and we'd sit there and maybe we'd tell stories or share things, but just staring to the fire and being with nature. It kind of all ties that together. So I found it a big part of my best times of my life.
Nice. It's funny, I didn't even think about the accomplishment you've experienced by starting a fire without a fire starter. That is a big deal.
Yep. And we'd have to, go find something as kindling. We'd have to cut stuff, which we were allowed to do with axes. I know it's kind of not happening these days, but we'd cut up our own kindling. We'd have to make it work, and paper or whatever we could find. So it was always an accomplishment.
Yeah, I mean, back in the day, you did that kind of stuff. You scavenged wood. When you build your forts, you do that stuff, and the fires in the woods, and you wouldn't burn down the woods.
Yep.
That is quite the accomplishment.
Yeah. Although I have to tell you, one of those stories, my brother, we'd make fires in the front of the camp. And we had I think we had bricks or something, around it. But apparently, though, there was a tree root near the fire. And it actually burned the root underground into the camp. And we did have a fire in the camp because of a fire outside. And it was a root that caught fire and
underground.
I think it was underground. Well, we never knew about it. So, yeah, the whole camp didn't burn. We had it all under control, but it was pretty scary.
Huh. Oh, wow. I've had a very interesting experience with fire throughout my life. And if any of my siblings are watching the show, one of their favorite stories to tell is when I almost set the house on fire. I have two older siblings. My brother cut the grass. For some reason, my older sister, never had to cut the grass. And then it was passed down to me. Our lawnmower was kept in the basement. So I would fill the lawnmower up with gas and then drag it up the steps and cut the grass. I have been doing it for years. Well, I filled it up and it overflowed and it went to the hot water heater.
Oh.
Yes. So fire ensued in the basement, and me, they make fun of me all the time about emergency situations back then. I did not respond well. So it was a lot of fire, oh my God, fire. And all I could find was this little cup. And I'm filling up the little cup. And I'm
oh my gosh.
Comes down through the outside basement and kicks open the door at the garden hose. So she saved the house. She saved me. Yes. So that was my experience young with fire. So I would tend to stay away from fire.
Oh my gosh. So you didn't put the gas in outside?
No, I was never told. So I just fill it up and out I go. And like I said, I had done it for years. Well, I never did it again after that.
Oh, that's interesting. Well, did you get out of mowing the lawn though after that?
I did not. Yeah. I had a very interesting summer because after that we had an above ground pool. I had put the cover on and it had this long cable that came out from the cover, which usually we tucked up under. Well, I'm out there singing and pulling the lawnmower. Well, it caught the cable, spun it around, lawnmower's hanging from the side of the pool. Meanwhile, I didn't know my brother's watching the whole thing, laughing his ass off. I'm standing there going, oh my God, Dad's going to kill me. Dad's going to kill me. My father's in there laughing his ass off. He comes out and yells at me. After that, Janice, I didn't have to cut the grass anymore.
You took over mowing the lawn when your brother was still home?
Well, he was working. My brother started working jobs as soon as he could get a work permit.
Okay.
So yeah, once he got a legit job, then it became mine.
Well, it's funny. In my house, my brother always mowed the lawn. And when he went off to college, I did have no one else home. It went from my brother to me. I had to do it, but I wanted to do it. So my brother's doing it. I felt like I had to be able to do it if my brother did it. So I had to tell my father, I get to mow the lawn now because my brother did it. I can do it. I can do it. Now, we lived on a hill and our front banking was like this, a small flat, and then it went down to the road.
Mm-hmm.
And my brother also mowed our neighbor's lawn, Mr. Glasson. And his was like this.
Ooh, okay.
And he paid him. So I had to do that too. Mm-hmm. So now if he was 18, I'm 5 years younger, I was about 13. Okay. So you go up and there's a rope on the mower, a long rope. And what you do is you let the mower down with the rope. Mm-hmm. And then you pull it to the side and then you pull it up.
Okay.
And then you pull it. That's how you had to mow the lawn.
Wow.
Yeah. In Mr. Mason's, you had to do the top one and then go to that small little level part and then do it again on the bottom part. but I had to do it because my brother did it and I wanted to do it if my brother did it.
Exactly.
I was sorry about that a few years later, but this is hard. But I think I used to be strong back then.
That's funny. I was sorry about that later.
But I showed them I could do it too.
Oh, yeah. So once I had that experience with fire, they didn't let me set fires or, light fires on my own. But I didn't always enjoy a campfire. They just wouldn't let me get near it. They would.
Oh my God, that's
I was
funny.
like, one time I almost burned down the house. Come on.
And probably if you didn't have siblings who saw it or were part of it, it would have been forgotten. And you probably would have forgotten it. But having siblings to remind you for the rest of your life.
Yes. Oh, and a father. My father enjoyed bringing that story up quite a bit. Now, the part I left out was, here my sister comes in, the hero, and sprays everything down. And I was so upset about it. Apparently, my father looked at her and said, thanks for saving the house. Now clean all this up.
To her?
Uh-huh. Yeah. That
worked out.
Yeah, she finished it. Yeah, she was like, don't forget the end of that story.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, all right. I think this is a great place for us to take a break for a commercial.
Good.
And when we come back, we're going to talk about grown-up uses for fire.
Oh, man.
All right. We'll be right back.
Okay.
Hello and welcome back to Be Here Now, a Peaceful Empowerment Works production, where presence invites perspective and allows peace. Today we're talking about fire gazing, the healing power of the flame. So, of course, I did my little thing and I got on the interweb, as my brother calls it, and this is what I found about fire. The healing power of fire is a concept found in various spiritual, psychological, and cultural traditions that uses fire as a symbol and tool for transformation, purification, and relaxation. In spiritual context, fire can clear negative energy, burn away blockages, and foster renewal and connections. Psychologically, the gentle nature of flames can induce calm, security, and a sense of peace. Rituals involving fire, such as Reiki, use its energy to purify the environment, cleanse the body and spirit, and promote overall well being. Well, Janice, I believe you touched on peace, calm. I don't know that you mentioned safety, but I know back in those camping days that you felt pretty safe back then.
I did. I was not. I've never been afraid of fire. Ever,
Right. You never had
definitely
a bad
safe.
experience with fire.
No. Well, probably do have some. We were kids building fires, but nothing traumatic
There you go.
that I
Nothing
can
that's
remember. Oh,
Oh, yes. I was sharing with Janice during our pregame meeting that it was probably 8 or 9 years ago. I was working with a client that had severe ADHD. And one of the exercises that, after explaining to her that she has a beautiful mind and she is not broken, one of the exercises I was guided to give her was to light a candle and focus on the flame and notice things like how the flame is moving, what colors are in the flame. Just stay very focused on the flame. And when the mind wanders, you gently bring your focus back to the flame. So it's that exercise of training your mind to be in the present. And it's like a muscle. The more you use it, the more you do it, the longer you can stay focused and be in the present moment. So that was I won't, yes, I understood. I use incense to clear my rooms before I work with clients, and I use fire to write down things I'd like to release and burn in the fire. But this was the first time that I was given the understanding of it being used as a tool to help bring focus.
that's a great idea.
Yeah. And I find it very useful and very helpful. And it's funny because Janice and I were talking about, craziness within our own lives, craziness in the world. And then I felt the need to light my candle and I find myself staring at my flame. When my mind starts to drift a little bit, I just glance at the flame and it brings me right back into this present moment. So it's very easy for you to do. And it's something that is simple enough for you don't have to sit and gaze at a flame for 2 hours. Give yourself 5 minutes and see what happens with your mind. See what happens with, it's funny, like, see what happens with your mind, see what happens with your body. How does that feel to your heart? And as we move through these challenging times, I'm hearing one of the greatest questions you can ask yourself is, how does this feel to me? Does this feel peaceful? Does this feel like something I'd like to experience more of? And it's not just with the flame, it's with everything. Because you're either feeding your peace or you're feeding your fear. And right now, we really want to focus on feeding our peace. And the flame is a very simple way when you are feeling lost and crazy and very mind foggy-ish. This is a really good way to, boom, just bring you back in and remind your mind and your body what presence feels like. Because everything out in that world, everything's so flashy and quick and then moving, and we scroll, and commercials are screaming at us and things are flashing. And, so distraction is what our mind is used to now. So we really have to train it to focus and to be present.
Oh boy, that's so true. Again, my association with fire is a real positive thing, and I do like to burn candles. So I wonder if that's you know
Mm-hmm.
subconscious thing I enjoy because of that. And I think I haven't lit a candle in a while. And again, I gotta just makes you wonder. Okay, I've kind of switched to the more of the essences
Mm,
and with the electric thing,
right.
electric that heats up with an automatic shut off because I never remember to shut it off. But I still get the Christmas gifts from the kids. They still give me candles.
Nice.
I haven't burned a candle in years, but they keep it pretty safe.
So now you have plenty of candles.
I do, and I've got one right that just so they know how much I appreciate it. I get a candle right by where I sit all the time.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna friggin' light the thing, I guess.
It
This
is
is a
time to light.
sign. That's right. Oh
Yeah.
gosh.
I know we do we call it a goddess gathering once every couple months, and we always light candles before we share. So it can be very ceremonial. It can be what the biggest thing for me is I would always find myself gazing. I didn't call it gazing. I would be like staring into the fire whenever we would go camping and have the campfire, and I would lose myself, and it would be like, what's wrong with me? Where did I go? Again, that question, what's wrong with me? Nothing. The fire was doing exactly what it can do and bring you into that meditative state and allow you to feel, peace. A lot of people don't even know what peace feels like anymore.
Yeah.
So if you can get a little glimpse of it and remind your body, the cells in your body, what it feels like, you start to crave that versus the crazy, versus the fear. I had breakfast with a friend of mine on Saturday. We hadn't seen each other for a while. And she looked at me and she's like, "So what have you been up to?" And my response was, "I'm really focusing on living a slower life." And she kind of looked at me like, "What are you talking about?" And I was kind of like,
Oh.
"What am I talking about?"
Oh, okay.
And
Okay.
yeah, so it's about being more intentional. And it's so funny that the flame aligns with all of this that's been coming up. This flame is what helped me learn what peace was again. It helped me learn what it meant to be present. And it helped me retrain my brain to not feeling I had to be busy all the time in order for me to feel worthy. That's a lot of pressure to put on a
Wow.
flame.
Yeah, I guess so. Wow. It's kind of funny. Like when my biological daughter, when she left the house, and that was so hard. And but if my husband went away, was doing construction. He was gone a lot during the summer at this time, and
Mhm.
I actually bought myself one of those fire pits,
Yeah.
and I put it I have a flower garden, and I put it in front of the flower garden, and I would actually at night I would go and sit by it because I just it's I'm the healthiest when I'm at my worst because I make sure I do the right things. Okay, Janice, build the fire. You feel good in fire. That's I never even thought about that till now.
See?
I don't do it anymore. I got to start again, I guess.
Well, you stopped doing it for a while. Yeah, we just took
Yes.
down the pool in the backyard, and we have a fire pit. So we mulched it all over and have the fire pit set up, and yeah, it's I just love it. I love it. I love and me. I burn old bills, old paperwork. I'm like,
You
I'm
eat,
ready to say goodbye to all this. I am.
so you really use it ceremonial too. I mean,
Yeah,
if you're doing that kind of thing.
yeah.
And you said you write down things and then burn it. Like, how do you
Write
explain
down
that?
whatever it is. Do it with the full moon. Whatever it is, I want to release. Anything that's not serving me, old outdated beliefs, I'll write it down and then burn it in the fire.
Wow.
Yeah, it helps me say goodbye to things. it helps a lot. It helps a lot. And it's like I'm feeling a whole new wave of things that I need to write down and release.
Funny how the healing journey just doesn't end, and it's then you go another deeper level and then another level and another way. It's just it's like I keep saying to myself, and now I start saying it to some people, some other people sometimes, which is like life is like it's progress. It's just a journey. It's not like I've got to get there. I've got to get this promotion. I got to do this. I got to get this much money. It's always been about going somewhere and getting something. Okay.
Right.
But as I'm healing, it's like, this is life. And it's not about just those goals or the short-term needs or things you think you need. It's a journey, and it's always ongoing, and it's always more levels and layers, and you're never a failure because you're not done yet. I like that transition of thinking. I really like that.
Yes, I love that too. And giving yourself permission to be curious. That's what helped me a lot with the whole fear of failure thing, because I was one that would sit back and watch, and unless I thought I could be successful, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
But opening up to being curious, exploring, experimenting, it kind of takes failure off the table. And that has opened up my world quite a bit. And I mean, if I didn't become curious, we wouldn't be doing the show. That curiosity also gave me the courage to put us on a platform where people can tune in and hopefully learn from our crazy experiences.
Yeah. This past week, interesting. I've had a trauma come back up.
Mm-hmm.
And I ended up watching a podcast with Bialik. I can't think. Sheldon Cooper's girlfriend on Big Bang Theory.
Amy Farrell.
Thank you. Yeah, there's that too. Anyways, she has some really interesting podcasts, and I just recently this week watched a couple, and a lot of hers is about trauma, and she relates it to science. But the point of that was, it made me think about trauma and how it does keep coming up, and it validated that. And I was calling it, well, that's how I get those. I used to call them panic attacks, but I always felt funny saying it because it's not like I had a hard time breathing. It's just my whole body would be, that's what I was like. And
right.
When would it happen? It would happen at a time when I didn't feel safe. And it was, so I just see this pattern now. And it's not a freaky, terrible thing. Oh my gosh, yeah, my childhood trauma is still there. It comes up again, judging myself for it, right? But it comes up, and that's why I left that job, because you know what? I wasn't safe there anymore. And it's interesting. I'm looking at these patterns, and it's not a judgment anymore.
Yes.
Well, this week it's not. This week's not.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. So it's like I had childhood trauma. It affected me, and I've been able to succeed in most ways in my life anyway, but it has come up and it has affected me. And it came up again this week. It's been, so it's like, oh, wow, that's my childhood trauma. Or you don't even have to call it trauma. You can just call it's your life experience. But the thing is, I learned, as you're saying, is you have, if this happens in childhood, you have something that happens and your body is in fight or flight, and your body doesn't know safety. So when you get in these situations, it brings you right back to fight or flight, because it brings you back to your childhood, unsafety. I don't know. I'm not explaining it very well. But
no, you're doing great.
And it came up this week, and it was just amazing to watch how I handled it. I had a call from my sister that gave me the guilt, and I'm doing wrong, and I had to talk to my brother, and the fear of what he's having to go through just overwhelmed me. And like, if this can happen to him, anything can happen to anyone, because he's such a great person. And I just brought me to that. It's not safe anymore. And I was identifying, that's what I'm feeling, is the world isn't safe.
Yep.
So and that is about childhood trauma, because I didn't feel safe, so it's interesting. Another layer.
Yeah. And one of the greatest gifts we have is that tool of the question. Is this true? Because when we start spiraling in that, the question is, am I safe right now in this moment? Yes. And if the answer is yes, that gives you space to breathe, get yourself out of fight or flight, and then be able to see things from a different perspective.
Yep.
That's what
Yep.
peace does for you. This is why we do the
Yep.
show.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
And this is
now
just a
you
whole
have this added tool coming back into your life with the flame.
the fire.
Mm-hmm.
I love fire.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't
absolutely.
mean that in any kind of sicko way, but it was
Yeah,
it
I'm not
was
going to burn down the thing.
yeah, fire.
I was thinking about that last night. I was prepping the show. It's like, no, we're not talking about burning down homes and establishments. We're talking about controlled fires.
I mean, let's face it, Judy, you're talking about a candle.
Exactly. Candles,
You've got
campfires.
it. You like to keep it small and keep it away from anything that's going to burn.
Exactly. Safely using the flame.
Yeah,
But
because
yes,
we
I use
had
it.
it.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Because we had a fire pit out back, but what's happened is my husband burns our cardboard and all the stuff in it,
Right.
so for years,
Mm,
and I don't associate it with peace anymore.
gotcha. So that's when
So I'm gonna
you
have to.
get you get your own just for that. Your own ceremonial fire pit. And
Oh my God! I'll do it in front of my garden.
there you go. And you got your drums. Yep, yeah. I mean, we use it to cleanse spaces. We use it to clear. I mean, we burn sage around here to help clear off the ick from the world and clear the energy of the house. And sage is also very good to burn because it helps clear all the germs out of the air.
Sage
Purification.
cleans germs.
Yeah, sage helps purify the air.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Yes. Yes, it does. So.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes. So as the world is crazy, this weekend, if you have some time, sit with a candle or do a little campfire.
I'm gonna do a campfire.
Yeah, try it out. See what you think. If it works great for you, awesome. Feel free to comment under the show. If it doesn't work for you, comment under the show. Let us know. Because, everything doesn't work for everyone. So
Nope. I can't wait, though.
Suggestions.
I can't wait.
For your fire?
Yeah. And
Excellent.
now I'm thinking I'm gonna build, and I don't like he's got the fireplace in back. They're big rocks,
Mhm.
that from around the house. But it's nice, but it's a huge place. And it's just I think I want something kind of special, kind of rock or something that I'm gonna
Mm,
make my own campfire out of. I'm gonna try to make it my I have a problem being here now, which is why
mm,
I'm part of this show.
mhm.
And if I could get into that again, that would be wonderful.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. Awesome. You're building your own ceremonial fire pit.
That's right.
Yay! All right. Before we part ways, Janice, do you have something for our people to chew on?
Oh, I do. I don't know about you, but I do, and maybe it's because I'm retiring. Yes, I think it's probably normal as you're retiring, you think more about your death. Okay, I'm not going to judge that, but that is something that's part of my thinking these days.
Okay.
So this what if your tombstone could memorialize you in just one word? What would you pick? You've asked me a question like similar to this before. So I liked it. I think I wrote it down somewhere. Oh, you know what? You didn't make me cut it down to a word. I'm a loving and caring person who's discovering who I am. That's what you got me to say.
See, that's beautiful.
Yeah. So if you could memorialize you in one word or a little sentence, what would you put?
Right now, the word that comes to mind is willing. Willing to keep showing up.
Hmm. discovering. How's that?
Nice. Love that. All right. What word would you all pick? Put it in the comments below. And
We'd love to know.
yep, we'd love to know. And we'll see you next week. As always, we want to thank you for choosing to be here now with us. Please always remember,
You are not alone.
and don't ever forget, you are awesome. We'll see you next week. Thank you,
Thanks
Janice.
so much.